Most early stage tech teams are overwhelmed today. I've seen too many times talented founders and CTOs are kept in a loop figuring out which tool to choose, how to test the products, switching infrastructure, and of course, jumping between AI tools. And for some reason, they are still not launching the app. It's something similar like you are served with food, but you don't know exactly what to eat and you will be still starving. So today, I would like to break down an exact system that can help building apps fast, shipping them as early as possible, and how to iterate them and how to release new features on a daily or a weekly basis. If you want speed, clarity, and momentum, this video is for you. Before you start diving deep in all the features and everything that your app needs, there is one core foundation that you need to set up. And this is a non-negotiable. Let's start with your tech stack. For mobile frameworks, I'm a huge fan and I've been working with native solutions. Jetpack Compose for Android and SwiftUI together with Swift for iOS. Why? Because iteration speed matters. This is the fastest way to iterate and move to the next level in one platform. When you are building onboarding flows, pricing pages, and user experience, native flows will just feel different no matter what. For backend, Firebase and Supabase is the solution. Supabase is straightforward and the easiest one to set it up. Even I can set up a backend with Supabase in a few hours or even half an hour without any hustle, and I'm not an experienced backend developer. Firebase is a solid alternative, but you need to have a little bit of experience with it. If you have, that's a go-to as well. Both solutions give you out-of-the-box authentication, database, file storage, and more. You literally don't have to reinvent the wheel on the MVP stage. You just use one of the already existing and backed providers and you move forward with your actual solution. Authentication and user management for 95% of the cases, social login, email magic link, or something very similar which is provided by Firebase or Supabase is more than enough and you already have a secure OAuth-based solution. Just make sure you're implementing it properly and you're not leaking the user or you are not leaking the app. Another pain point when it comes to actually release an app is the actual release process. So there are already templates that can help you set up your app for success from day one, and I would strongly suggest to do it so you have an automatized release process. Your app is automatically pushed to the stores, it's automatically signed or automatically bundled together, and you literally don't need to think about all the manual process that comes with it. It should be one click and your latest version is out for everybody. So far so good, but don't forget about user experience on a code level, which means don't forget to have crash and analytics reporting already integrated from day zero into your apps, because that will lead you on where your brand new mobile app is leaking. Sentry, Datadog, New Relic, or Firebase can all provide you these tools, and you will be thankful from the early moments that you actually implemented it, and your users as well. Don't wait until your users will start sending screenshots or contact you via email that this is broken, or maybe even worse, start blaming the app publicly on Reddit or different forums. Make sure that you catch as early as possible all the problems and react on it actively and bring new versions which fixes all of these as soon as possible. Now, we are already in 2026 and we've seen the growth of AI. This is currently an inevitable that if you're not using at its fullest, you're missing out big time. Let me explain. Back in days when we wanted to launch a mobile app, we sat down and coded at least for 3 to 2 months. And once it was ready, we coded a few more weeks to make sure that it's bug-free, and then we were able to release. Now, with the help of Claude, ChatGPT, Cursor, and other tools, you can boost this process at least 100,000 faster. You can create custom GPTs, one for being your testing, one for being your tester, one to be your roadmap provider and the product owner. And you can have multiple custom agents who help you build along the way. Once you integrated AI into your own workflow for building mobile apps, it's worth checking out how you can integrate the AI into your own mobile app to be part of the product. You can do it just for the sake of having it, but if it doesn't really provide any actual value, your users will quickly figure figure it out and will just not using it. Once you integrated AI into your own personal development workflow, you can start thinking about how AI can be part of your product that you actually built. I would suggest don't just throw AI into your app just for the sake of having it, because that will give mixed feelings for the users, but actually think about what are the bits and tricks, maybe an overview, maybe something that with the help of AI can actually customize for the user, and that can lead to have a user experience, and the users will actually want to come back more often. Depending on the product, you really need to think hard about the user experience and how often do you want to actually get the users back to your app and provide them value, so they will be keep using the app from a daily, weekly, or a monthly basis. Besides that, AI should be already integrated at every level of the product development process, from roadmap creation, user researching, designing and executing the design, and implementing the code base, to actually using automations or even more in-depth tools to simplify your process so you can actually focus on the product and on the core problem that you are solving for your users. AI can help you with your marketing, with your social media marketing, with your ads, with your copy, with the unbounding emails, with the landing page, with basically almost everything. And once you have this whole system set up, basically you are set up for success to have an app which can generate the revenue that you set for yourself. But with a catch. Once you launched, you need to listen to the feedback fast, which means you already implemented what we talked about, all the tools that is necessary to actually have the ways to listen to the feedback. And now it's time to act on it. After the initial phase of launch, you should implement enough feedback, surveys, and tools to actually understand how the user feels about it, why they are using it, and what is the main pain point or problem that they are solving with your app. You most probably don't have time to run user interviews, so you can use tools that will actually do the job for you inside your app. The success of a mobile app is based on the daily and monthly active users. You can have 5 million downloads on the stores, but if nobody is actually using it, then your app will most probably not generating money and it's not a success. So you need to actually focus on what matters. And these are the key metrics. How many users are using it on a daily, on a monthly basis, and maybe on a weekly basis, depending on the product. Make sure you have all these systems set up to actually track it via Google Analytics, Amplitude, Datadog, or whatever. Just make sure you have it. Based on these numbers, you will be able to decide what is the actual next step that you need to take in order to grow the product and not to waste time, energy, and money. You should have one North Star metric that you think about. Maybe it's the monthly active users, maybe it's the daily active users, maybe it's the total downloads / how many users subscribe for a lifetime, or maybe it's a number which divides two key metrics, like how many users are using it on a daily basis and how many of them are actually a paid subscriber to the app, or something similar. But this is the key. You don't need to be an operational officer to figure this out. If you are a solo founder, or maybe you have just a very small team, that means that you need to have a proper system in order to track the success of the software that you are launching. If you are in an early stage, you can skip some of the RFDs and create Jira ticket for everything, write a fully fleshed out acceptance criteria. But as soon as you start to grow, make sure you are putting some accent on it, so you will have the journey documented and the product will evolve together with the company. So let me put everything together for you. If you are building a mobile software as a service product in 2026, stop obsessing over features and start building systems. This is the stack that I would go with. Native implementation for Android and iOS using Kotlin and Swift. Simple backend backed by Firebase or Supabase. Out included in the package. CI/CD, depending on wherever you are, maybe GitHub is enough. If not, you can update a little bit, but don't overthink it, just make it work. AI, wherever it's possible, using ChatGPT, Claude, and Cursor. There is one tool, build.aura, which I really like for designing and prototyping. For operations, a simple Notion dashboard or maybe a ClickUp system, make it as simple as possible. And for feedback and growth, Amplitude, Firebase, maybe Datadog can already do the job. The key to success is speed, structure, and feedback. That is what will get you to launch and then grow together with your users. If you want my help to launch your app or actually you're stuck with scaling, you know where to find me, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Please subscribe. Cheers.